Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another great edition of the show here, Critiquing with Carr. As always, if you've enjoyed episodes just as these ones, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release like these ones, as well as clicking that share out so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this great edition of the show, this wonderful, I should say, episode of Memorable Movie Monday, we're talking about the classic Marvel movie Avengers: Infinity War. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was co-directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. The co-screenwriters were Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. This film was based off The Avengers by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And the cast for this film is as follows: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Cheadle, Tom Holland, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Danny Gurira, Letitia Wright, Dave Bautista, Zoe Saldana, Josh Brolin, and Chris Pratt. The cinematographer for this film was Trent Opalach. The movie was co-edited by Jeffrey Ford and Matthew Schmidt. The musical score for this movie was done by Alan Silvestri. The production company for this film was Marvel Studios. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures. This film was released on April 23rd of 2018 at the Dolby Theater, and on April 27th of 2018 in the United States nationally everywhere else. The runtime for this movie was 149 minutes. The budget was between 325 and 400 million US dollars, and the box office grand total for this movie was a gigantic 2.052 billion US dollars. The accolades for this movie are as follows. At the Screen Actor Guild Awards, the stunt team won for Best Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture. At the Critics' Choice Awards, the movie won for Best Visual Effects and for Best Action Movie. At the Annie Awards, Sidney Combo won for Best Character Animation in a Live Action Production. And finally, at the Saturn Awards, Jeffrey Ford and Matthew Schmidt won for Best Film Editing, Robert Downey Jr. for Best Actor, Josh Brolin for Best Supporting Actor, the movie for Best Comic to Film Motion Picture, Matt Aiken, Dan Liu, Russell Earl, and Dan Sudick for Best Special Effects, Charles Wood for Best Film Production Design, and John Blake, as well as Brian Sipe for Best Makeup. And now it comes time to one of my two favorite parts, which is an I list off the top 10 highest grossing films for that year's release, being 2018's Avengers: Infinity War. Coming in at number 10 was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. Its worldwide gross is $655 million, and it stars Eddie Redmayne, Catherine Waterston, and Dan Fogler. Coming in at number 9 was Deadpool 2. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $790 million, and it stars Ryan Reynolds, Josh Brolin, and Marina Baccarin. Coming in at number 8 was Mission Impossible Fallout. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $790 million, and stars Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, and Ving Rhames. Coming in at number 7 was Venom. It was distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. Its worldwide gross is $860 million, and it stars Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Rez Ahmed. Coming in at number 6 was Bohemian Rhapsody. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross is $911 million, and it stars Rami Malek, Lucy Boyan, and Gwilliam Lee. Coming in at number 5 was Aquaman. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. Its worldwide gross is $1.2 billion. It stars Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, and Willem Dafoe. Coming in at number 4 was Incredibles 2. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $1.243 billion, and stars Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, and Sarah Vowell. Coming in at number 3 was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $1.31 billion, and it stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Rafi Spall. Coming in at number 2 was Black Panther. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $1.4 billion, and it stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, and Lupita Nyong'o. And finally, coming in at number 1 as the highest-grossing film for 2018 was Avengers: Infinity War. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $2.1 billion, and it stars Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and Mark Ruffalo. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of Avengers: Infinity War. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has delivered its fair share of explosive, emotionally charged films, but Avengers: Infinity War represents a defining moment within the saga. With an ensemble cast, high-stakes action, and a story that interweaves a decade of interconnected plotlines, this film is both exhilarating and thought-provoking. While it may not be perfect, Infinity War delivers in scope, emotion, and spectacle, sitting tall amongst Marvel's best. From the opening scene, the movie commands attention. Thanos, the looming threat hinted at for years, finally makes his presence felt in a chilling introduction aboard the Asgardian refuge ship. The image of Thor and Loki facing a nearly invincible foe sets the tone for the entire film. While the brutality and destruction are captivating, the scene raises a perplexing issue. How are these characters standing and breathing in space, especially given the parts of the ship are exposed to the vacuum? This choice, though visually intriguing, stretches the boundaries of believability. Thanos doesn't fight alone. His children, the Black Order, bring their own unique personalities and skills to the table, making for a formidable group of villains. Among them, Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw stand out. Maw's eerie calmness and ability to manipulate objects make him a particularly unsettling antagonist, and Tony Stark's quip, comparing him to Squidward, is one of the film's more memorable moments. Unfortunately, Maw's potential is squandered in his death scene, where he is sucked into space in a rather unceremonious fashion. The sheer number of characters in an Infinity War means the film is filled with unique interactions and banter, but not all of it lands. Tony Stark and Doctor Strange share several scenes together, yet their dialogue feels forced at times, and their back and forth comes off as awkward rather than witty. Their banter, though intended to highlight their ego clashing, leans more towards cringeworthy than comedic. On the other hand, Thor's interaction with the Guardians of the Galaxy adds humor and tension in equal measure. Star-Lord's insecurity is on full display as he tries to compete with Thor's natural charisma. Quill's jealousy of Thor's coolness adds a lighter element to an otherwise heavy film, even though Quill's immaturity later causes one of the film's most critical missteps, losing their chance to stop Thanos when Quill punches him in a fit of rage after learning of Gamora's death. This moment, though crucial to the plot, cements Quill as a frustrating character, prioritizing his ego over the fate of the universe. Thanos, however, steals the show. He is not a one-dimensional antagonist. His quest for the Infinity Stones, particularly the Soul Stone, reveals a complex and conflicted character. The scene where he sacrifices Gamora, a character he genuinely loves, to achieve his goal, adds layers to his motivations. Thanos isn't driven by greed or power alone. He believes he is saving the universe by wiping out half of its population. His method, while horrifying, is rooted in a twisted sense of righteousness, making him one of the most compelling villains in the MCU. In conclusion, Avengers Infinity War is a long movie, but every minute feels justified by the massive story it tells. The pacing keeps you hooked, with few if any moments that drag. While some character interactions and comedic bits fall flat, particularly Quill's over-reliance on humor to mask his insecurities, the film remains an unforgettable experience. Thanos' triumph, while devastating, sets the stage for an even greater showdown in Endgame, though the film's final moment lacks the punch of its sequel. With epic battles, stunning visuals, and a villain whose complexity sets him apart, Infinity War is a must-watch for any MCU fan. I definitely recommend this to others and look forward to revisiting it myself. That being said, after very much enjoying this viewing, I'm proud to rank this movie an 8.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, if you've enjoyed this week's edition of the show, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking that thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, clicking that share out so you can continue to grow the podcast with other friends and family. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date when episodes release on those platforms. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, take care and happy viewing.